All right, as Jeff said, everyone, thanks for coming. Not a very big crowd. We expected that with the heat in the summer. Not many people were going to come, but for those of you who have come, you're going to get some knowledge on local SEO today. And for those who haven't, we're going to record this and send it to them, and you'll also get a recording. So I'm going to go through this. There's 8 tips.
Do you want me to turn off the light?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Good throw. So there's 8 tips, 8 local tips for local SEO, and I'm going to pause after every tip and ask if anyone has any questions. I think we could have some interaction that way, and it's more fun to do that because you might forget by the time we get to the last tip or the 8th tip. So that's how I'll go through this, and I'll pause for questions after each step. So just a little background on myself. I'm Kyle Cozy, the VP of Search here at LSEO. I've been doing SEO for 7+ years now. Started all the way back in 2015 when I was a senior at Penn State. I knew I wanted to do marketing and not traditional marketing, so that's what led me into digital marketing, because I knew I wanted to work with computers, and that's the realm that marketing was going. So I took every opportunity I had to job shadow, internship with other digital marketing companies, and luckily one of those internships turned into a full-time position. They put me in the SEO division because we know there's many divisions within digital marketing: SEO, paid media, email, affiliate, and the rest is history. It turned into a full-time position. I've been part of 4 other agencies. I've worked on large e-commerce brands who've done over $1 million in organic revenue, but I still have a special spot in my heart for local businesses because, again, with working for digital marketing companies, you get to work with both large brands and small brands, and all need SEO to successfully perform in organic search. So it's a little bit about myself, so now we'll get into some of those tips. So the first tip is to ensure that you have optimized local listings. So I like to think of these as having a big 4. So you have Google, Bing, Yelp, and Facebook. I think every business should ensure that they are on all 4 of those platforms. And the thing is to make sure that people are finding your business. So today, most Google searches develop a map pack at the top of the search. It shows local businesses in the area, whether you search pizza restaurants near me, or again, we're a national SEO firm or digital marketing firm, and searches for our kind of business, like digital marketing company, are still going to produce local results. So even if you are a local business or you do national business, it's still good to have Google My Business, Bing, Facebook, somewhere, a directory where someone could find your business. And again, most searches happen on Google. That's the most popular search engine. So if most of those searches or queries that people are typing in perform or develop a map pack, you want to make sure that you show up at the top of that or somewhere within there so people can find your business. And then just some more tips for optimization. So when you do create a profile on either Bing Places or Google My Business, you want to start with your information, right? You want to make sure your name's on there, your address, your phone number, you link your website, your hours of operation, and put some photos. Put your logo, put some photos of the outside of your business, maybe some of the products you sell, or some of the things that you do. Because that's what's going to really draw attention to your profile. And then also a business description, just a little bit about the company is going to help the user understand what you do and exactly what your business does to help people. And then one last tip is just make sure that you spice up those local listings, Google, Bing. They give you this section now, or there's more sections popping up where you could list products or special offers. You could see here at this bottom part, there it is. One of our clients, a local physical therapist, has a special offer for a free health fair that they're offering. So they post that on their Google My Business to try and get people to come because they can see it right from Google. They don't even have to go to their website to see that they're having that health fair. And you could do that for products. If you sell products, you could list special offers or sales that you're having and put it right in that Google My Business profile so people could shop essentially right from your local listing. Any questions about that one? Forgot, I said I was going to pause after everyone, but I didn't. No questions? All right, so number 2 kind of ties into those local listings a little more, but also your website. And tip 2 is to have a consistent name, address, and phone number across your website and every directory that you're listed on. So whether it be Google, Bing, Facebook, like I just mentioned, you want to make sure that your address, your name, your address, your phone number matches on all of those profiles. You don't want to have inconsistency, because then that's going to confuse Google as to if someone does search you, and let's say someone does search digital marketing in Wilkes-Barre, PA, we want to make sure that we come up for that. Again, it's all about sending signals to Google and search engines, so you want to make sure that you have that name, address, and phone number consistent across your website, but also every directory or other external sites that you're listed on. Any questions about that? Pretty self-explanatory. Joe, you got a question?
Yeah, I guess my issue is I use a lot of different phone numbers for marketing purposes. Like I have a main phone number for my website, and then you guys have a separate number for Facebook and for our Google efforts. I'm wondering, should I take the website phone number and put it on my Facebook profile in and of itself? You know what I mean? Because you guys are doing the marketing on the Facebook. So if somebody calls me because of a Facebook, I want you guys to get credit for the sale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no.
Am I hurting myself by not making it consistent?
I think, so, for your profile, I think it should match what's on your website.
Okay.
In terms of ads and those types of things, you could have a different phone number. Again, Google has call extensions, things like that, so you could track where it came from. But across ads, I think you're fine having a different phone number, but in terms of keeping it consistent on all the profiles, like what's on your website, and then if someone's come to your Facebook page organically, like just to view your business,
Okay.
I think having that phone number match what's on your website is beneficial for organic purposes.
I'll make some changes.
So step 3 is to get a Google Search Console and Bing Webmaster Tool. So this is a little more technical if you're not familiar with the tools that these companies offer, and it's a little technical when trying to add it to your website. But these 2 tools are super beneficial because, again, we talked about developing a local listing or a map pack, but again, not all searches develop that map pack or show businesses near you. So if there is a search that someone's performing, these 2 tools are beneficial because if your website just starting out, or if you don't have it yet, these 2 tools give you the option right off the bat to submit URLs and submit your sitemap. And what both of those are it's kind of a guide for Google. Your sitemap literally lists every page that is contained on your website that you want Google or Bing or whatever search engine to rank and index. And by submitting those URLs in the sitemap, you're literally giving 2 of the most major search engines the ability to see every page that you want them to crawl and index. So that's the first step. And then once you have these set up, you see, like I have here circled, search performance and search results. This is the truest organic data you could get. Again, you could use tools, keyword trackers like SEMrush, Ahrefs. Those are all third-party tools that give you the ability to see what your current ranking is, but literally going right to the tools that the search engines offer is your truest organic data. Google and Bing are literally going to tell you what your average position is, how many impressions you're getting, how many clicks, and you could use that data to make changes. You see here, this is a snippet from Google of clicks, impressions, your click-through rate, and your average position. It's hard to see here, but this is for one of our companies we work with, Heller's Gas. You can see some of these keywords in terms of local, Heller's Gas PA, Heller's Gas Watertown, New York. You could see how you're performing for some of those local keywords, and if you see that you're in a high position, you're getting a lot of impressions because the search volume's high, but maybe your click-through rate's low, or you're not getting as many clicks as you hope to from that keyword, you could go back to your website and make some of those organic changes. Maybe your title tag's not optimized. Maybe your description's not optimized, and that's why people aren't clicking through from the search results. So when I talk about title and description, meta title and meta description, that's actually what shows up in Google, Bing, whatever search engine that the user sees from the search engine. So you have that blue clickable title and then the description underneath. And what those really do is improve your click-through rate. Again, you want to entice a user right from the search engine to click your result. instead of a competitor. So, oh, changed on me. So analyzing some of this data from those tools can help you make some of those website changes. Any questions about that? And again, if you don't have this set up, I said it gets a little technical, but just go to Google Webmaster Tools, go to Bing Webmaster Tools, and they'll literally walk you through the steps of how to get there. And again, it gets a little technical because you have to put a snippet of code into your website. But if you don't know how to do it, some simple Google searches or YouTube videos could get you there. Number 4 is having an optimized user experience, or we like to call it conversion rate optimization. So when you get somebody to your website, you want to make sure that at all times they have some way to convert, whether that's buy something or contact you through a form fill or a phone number. So you can see here one of our clients that we've built a website for. It's a local lawyer, but when you come to the site, boom, you immediately see that you're able to click a phone number. Again, that's just if they're already interested and they want to learn more or get more information. But even as they navigate the site, click your menu, you can see there's more buttons to get a free evaluation, fill out a contact form. So as you're going through your site, you want to make sure that you strategically place buttons like this or call to actions so they always know that they can reach out. Again, they might be reading a long article, you might want to put something at the top in terms of a button that maybe they read just the first paragraph and it interests them right away, that they can convert right there. Maybe in the middle, they read some more information and that's where they get more interested and they want to convert, make sure they have a button there. And at the end, make sure there's a contact form or a button that leads them to your contact form or a phone number, because by the time they're done reading the page or the article or whatever it may be, they may be interested and want to reach out. So always make sure that you have an optimized UX in terms of conversion rate. Someone always has the chance on your website to convert. Again, whether that be a phone number, whether that be to fill out a form, or if you're an e-commerce store, buy something. Any questions about that? Nope. All right, 5. So we discussed this already in one of the previous slides, but making sure you have an optimized meta tag, and that comes back to some of that data I was talking about. But whether you're in a local area like Wilkes-Barre and you only service areas around here, or maybe you're a business that handles the whole East Coast or Mid-Atlantic, making sure that you've optimized meta tags with the areas that you serve is going to be beneficial. So as you can see here, one of our clients, a local physical therapist, we make sure that they have pages for any location that they have or areas that they'll take a customer for or from. So you can see here Nanticoke Physical Therapy. When we search physical therapy in Nanticoke, PA, our client comes up number 1 because we have optimized title for that keyword or for that area. And right here is what you don't want to do. So I just pulled this from Google, again, not one of our clients, or it would be optimized, but it's a local dentist in Kingston, PA. But by having that title on your website or on your homepage, just says home and your business name, I don't know what you do. They're a local dentist in Kingston, PA, so they should have dentist in Kingston, PA. That explains exactly what they do, because if someone searches that, another dentist in Kingston or maybe Wilkes-Barre or the surrounding areas could be beating them because they don't have an optimized title like this one that we have here as an example for our client. Any questions about that? Should be an image there. Must be a transition. All right, so the 6th tip is to have more localized and regional pages. And it's funny because Joe's a client of ours right now, and we were just talking about this, but making sure that you have pages, even if you only have one location, you want to make sure that on your website you're targeting areas from anywhere you'll take a customer from or a potential customer from. So that example I just showed you on the previous slide, Cawley Physical Therapy, they have 5 locations: Scranton, Kingston, Nanticoke, Pittston, and Dunmore. But they'll take customers from Hazleton, Kingston, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Clark Summit, any of the surrounding areas. So we want to make sure that we're targeting them. And you can see here from this example, this is Heller's Gas again. They have multiple locations, but they'll also service and serve, or I guess deliver propane or gas to customers in other areas where they don't have a physical business. So you want to make sure that you're targeting those customers, because you could easily put up a page that says, hey, we'll service you in Bloomsburg, PA, and maybe you don't have a physical location in Bloomsburg, but you're a town away and you'll still deliver there. If someone's searching in Bloomsburg and they specifically put their area, this will get you showing at the top of those organic search results. And again, they'll realize that, oh, they don't actually have a physical location here, but they'll still service us. And it's a good way to get at the top of search results for different keywords from where you don't have a physical business. Again, some of those tips we talked about at the beginning, like signaling for having your local listing set up, having a consistent name, address, phone number across your different profiles, that's going to send signals for your local areas, so you don't necessarily have to have a physical page for those, but those areas that you don't have a physical location in is really what you want to target on your website. It doesn't always have to be a locations tab, maybe other areas served will get you showing at the top of search results for towns outside of your physical business that you will service customers or take customers from. Any questions about that? No? Good. Tip 7 is to make sure you publish content regularly. So again, this doesn't necessarily send local signals, but it can still be useful and is a good user experience tactic for your users or potential traffic that's landing on your website. But the reason I put it here isn't for that. It's really to build up your internal page authority. So having supporting content like benefits of kinesiotape and physical therapy, or elbow pain coming from lateral tendinitis. Having articles like that on a local page is beneficial because it could increase your internal page authority. So if you get a lot of traffic coming in on these articles, and having internal links within those articles, so let's say this one, elbow pain for lateral tendinitis, but one of the main services on your physical therapy site is you service elbow pain. Well, having this article, but then also linking back to your main service page, your elbow pain page, it's only going to help that main elbow pain page, that's a tongue twister, rank higher in the search results. Because if you get a lot of traffic here, and they click that internal link to your main service page, that's going to build internal page authority, like I said, and it's going to help your main pages rank higher in Google because they're going to get a sense of priority from navigating your site. The more internal links you have to your top level pages and from your sitemap, but the more links you have internally on your website to those main pages is going to tell Google what your most important pages are, and that's typically your home page, your main services pages or products, and the blog is really there to just support that. Any questions about that? No? All right, and the last tip, this is a little more technical than Google Search Console and Bing Webmaster Tools and getting that installed on your site, but this is local structured data. So this is something that Google came out with a few years ago. And getting this snippet of code on your site is super beneficial because it can really enrich your search results. So this example I have here is from Meineke, the auto repair company, and for their Philadelphia location. So by having this snippet of code that says you're an auto repair business, your URL, your image URL or logo URL, your phone number, your exact location with your address, shows your geo coordinates here, and then having your hours of operation, and then pasting that into the source code of your website can enrich your search results like this. So if somebody searched for auto repair near Philadelphia or auto repair in Philadelphia, you can see here that this snippet of code, and it's cut off, but you could also add your reviews and quality star ratings. But you can see here by having this structured data code inserted in your website, it enriches this search result to show your average star rating, and you can see here there's this 5 stars. having that compared to some of your competitors that may not be using it, that entices someone to click on your result versus a competitor's result. So really richening your search results that way, and again, it doesn't end here. You can see that that's the only thing that they're really pulling through, but by having some hours of operation, and as Google continues to evolve the search results or their search engine and what they show, this may show your hours, maybe your phone number right from here, or again, products are a different thing, but you could see the star rating of a product, you could see the price of a product, and you could show in stock versus out of stock. Again, that's going to be a different code versus a local schema markup, but again, there's so many types of schema markup out there, not only local, but marking up your blog posts or your content, marking up your products. You could do really pretty much anything to try and enrich in this search result, and as long as Google reads it without errors, you're going to get a search result that's really rich, and again, it entices users to click your result versus a competitor. Any questions about that one?
I have one.
Sure.
So in our business, we obviously don't want customers coming to, like, we need to go to their home. We don't want them ever coming to the Wood Street address.
Yeah.
So would we still put our address and geo coordinates in there since we really don't want them coming
Yeah,
there?
you don't have to. Like I said, so you can see here that they're really using their address in the description.
Okay.
Again, you don't have to do that either if you don't want people visiting you, but you don't have to put all these fields in there. You can take some out.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
like this one, to me, seems like they're really mainly just doing the star rating. And again, we could do that as well. You could take some of these fields out and just put what you want in there. So if you just want the aggregate rating or your average star rating, you could take some of these fields out and just leave that one in to try and enrich your search result that way.
Are we doing this?
Huh?
You know if we're doing this?
I'll check with Steve.
If we're not, we should.
So it's very like plug and play. You can just pick like whatever you want to
Yeah.
do. Okay.
Yeah, again, there's codes for just aggregate rating you could put on there, so you can put that if you just want the star rating. But again, it entices someone to click your result versus a competitor who may not have those stars,
Yes,
right?
yeah,
Any other questions?
So that highlighted yellow code, where do you get that?
Oh, good point. So it's on the slide actually, but if you type in technicalseo.com, you don't have to write down the whole URL. If you want to, you can, but it's /tools/schema-markup-generator. You could actually generate that code yourself. So there's a drop down for all the types of schema markup that there are out there. Again, there's a couple hundred of them. But you'll be able to choose which one you want. So again, if it's local business, you can choose local business. If it's products, to mark up your products on an e-commerce store, you could choose that. And then you just fill in all the fields. It'll generate this code. And as long as you know what to do with it, you copy, paste it in your source code. Or if you're using
The source code of your website.
Yeah. Or depends on your platform, if it's Shopify or WordPress or whatever it may be, you could download plugins for insert like a header footer, and typically this code goes in the header of the pages. Again, if you're using Shopify or WordPress, there's tons of plugins out there that do this for you. The only problem that we've run into, or that I've run into in the past, is there's always errors with them. They never figure out a way to insert this code into your website without errors. So I like to just generate it myself, copy paste, because I know it's correct. And that
Where are you
seems
putting that in the code? Head tag?
header, yeah, right in the header. So again, there's all kinds of structured data. So if it's a website, or if you want to mark up the whole website or your organization, that should be in the header across your whole website.
Sure.
If you only want to mark up certain pages, like this Philadelphia page or just one product page, you typically want to do it at the page level then. So like I said, finding a plugin that inserts the header or footer at the page level is going to be beneficial, because then you can put it page by page for schema that should just live on one page rather than the whole website. Any other questions? No. I think that's it. So if there's any other questions about anything SEO, local, whether it's local SEO, national SEO, or any of the other tips that we skipped over already, just ask away.
you.